Then here's the wiring harness, right? From Sound German Engineering. It'll all live, majority of it, bulk of it will live up underneath here on the floor. But here's the OBD2 port. This is the terminal that goes to the module. And then here's these different wires here, which is ground to the chassis. And then we got 12 volt positive. And then I think this is a key on, key off, 12 volt. And this is 12 volt constant to the battery. So those three you have to splice and then or get into. Now some of these I may not be able to, may not have to use. So this is the CAN bus. Wires here. I'm probably not going to have to use that connector. But so neutral safety switch. Which I'm not sure all that yet. And we got what? The speed out. So I have to connect that to the speed sensor. And then RPM input, signal ground, brake lamp, 5 volts for the sensor, brake lamp input. And then let's see, ground signal again, and then the TPS with throttle position sensor. So on that, on this vehicle, I'll have to, some of it's going to go to the harness outside into the engine bay, and some of it will connect down inside here. And then also we get this USB that we can communicate to the computer, which is, where's that connector at? Which is this right here. We're going to hook up to a laptop. So there we go. That's the harness. The next video on this, wiring the TCM, the trans, we'll go for all that. But I got to figure out where I'm going to tie into. Some people just tie into some of the wiring that's in here instead of doing it all out there. So, well, in other vehicles, this is, I don't think anybody's done one in this. So, see. All right, so here's the harness for the 8-speed from Sound German Automotive. Pretty much what he told me is I need to hook up the CAN bus to the engine harness for the CAN bus, because I do have a 2009 engine which is CAN bus system. So let's see, where is my CAN bus? Right here. So this one here with the gray clip, this is white, black, white, red. You use this one. I'll tie it into my OBD2 port where I have the CAN bus running through there. I'll tie it into that. Which is under the dash. Then he said the only thing I'm gonna need is the let's see, what was he saying? So he says, okay, so all I need is to connect from this little bunch here is, he said, the brake switch, where's that? The brake switch, the brake lamp. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, these 2 wires right here, which is a pink and red, and black, gray and black. That's, so I'll tie that into the brake switch, which is on the brake pedal. I'll figure out that in a sec. He says, really, that's all you need. And I asked him about the neutral, the safety neutral switch. He says if your truck requires it, then you'll need it. And then the speed out, if your truck needs it, then you have to use it. But if you're going to be using like some other digital gauges that can run the CAN bus, run off the CAN bus system, I don't think you will need it. But I'm assuming if you are running regular gauges, you will have to run, you will run the, let's see, we have RPM. Well, this is input. Let's see. So I think he didn't say anything about the RPM one, okay? But anyway, so all I'm gonna hook up is the brake lamp. And let's see, and the brake lamp and the reverse light. Which one is the reverse light here? Oh, there it is, reverse lamp. I'm sorry. So look, I messed up. So the brake lamp input is the black, and I mean the gray and black, and then the brake, and then the reverse is the pink and red. And then none of this you have to use. So we're going to just do that. Just try to figure out, this will be easy under there. The reverse lamp, I don't have to figure out where that wire goes. And that's it. And then, oh yeah, and then these guys, I have to find a 12 volt constant, and then a 12 volt key on, key off. And I had you guys pointing somewhere else. So I have to find a 12 volt constant, which is here, the red one. The yellow one is the 12 volt key on, key off, and then the ground. So what I see people doing is just extending this all the way into the engine bay, and not using the what do you call these? Fuses, sorry. And then, so I guess we could do that and extend it. What I might do is, I don't know if I want to extend it through here and then go through where the other harness is, up there, or go through down here, or we have the other harness and go through the engine bay. I don't know, because either way I gotta go out. So I mean, this one would be the easiest, and then, because that's where the old transmission, the 46 RE, the harness came underneath the tunnel, so, and then it came out on the outside, up and around. So I could do that. Figure that I'll kind of make the decision as I go, but I'm going to start hooking up the brake switch one first, the brake lamp, and then the reverse one, and I'll do that one first, and then I'll run the power, the key on and 12 volt constant, and then I'll run that one, and then I'll kind of figure out where I'm going to place the module that it comes with, because this right here is for the module, the little computer they give you, and then this is to connect up to your laptop. It gives you the other end of this to where on the USB side, give you another one that's not out here, and here's the OBD2 port to diagnose and get codes. So these two will just kind of be, I think what I'm gonna do with those two is run them inside the little console thing and hook them up there, or maybe because this is where my other OBD2 is, where I sliced into yet. I haven't done all my heat shrinking and final fitment of all my wires, just because I got to make sure everything works first. So yeah, the panel that goes here, this comes out, I can run a second one there. I don't know how long this is. If it's long enough, then I'll run two, and then I'll just label it trans in the other one. And then also too is this guy, I can kind of, I don't know, I can have to stick this somewhere. Maybe I'll put this one inside the little console. So all right, so that's what I'm gonna work on. Oh yeah, and this guy here is the shifter plug. Okay, it says SFT. We shift that to the shifter, to the manual shifter over there. And then there's a couple plugs you don't need, which is this one here, and then this purple one. You don't need that. I mean, this is CAN bus, but he said to use this one. So CAN bus 1 or whatever it is. That's CAN bus 4. This is the 1, I think. So we'll use that one. All right, let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, the electrical connector right there. Okay, so I want to run the wires up almost directly as much as possible, but up there. It's just dark. I don't have a light. Sorry, guys. But you know, there is some room. But then also, if you look right here, this is where the exhaust is going to run right here. Okay. So I might have to build like a heat shield or something like this across here, across the transmission. I think just use some aluminum plating, and I can use these holes right here to do that, and then I'll just run the wire straight up through here and just have that covered like right here, so that obvious reasons it doesn't melt. And then I'll put some heat covering over that too, but Bill like to use this and just put a little plate over it, just enough to like right here, and just bend it like that so I can just take it off when I don't need it, and then it covers. Go from maybe here to here, maybe. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do right now, but I'm gonna find in the car a spot to where I can take it up pretty easily. So if I go, jack stands in the way, but if I go kind of right here and line it up with, I'm gonna use these landmarks here. So if I line it up here and I come all the way across to the front, I can just use my mirror, right? So my mirror, if I go that far up, that means the hole will be somewhere here, which would be fine because I can run it all the way to here. Okay. And in other video, you'll get the description on how we're gonna run this, the Journey center console. But I would like to run it here, right down here. But if we follow that with this little crease right here, we come all the way down. It's pretty much lined up with the transfer case. So that means that I'm gonna have to come forward and up back there. So that's just kind of where I got to figure it out, where I want it to go. So, and how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to drill. Let me turn down the radio on my phone. All right, let's pause that. So how I'm going to do that is I took this clip off, okay? The little tightening part, and this is from Sound German Engineering, or Sound German Automotive. There you go. So I just took this part off, which you saw it on the transmission, and I'm gonna use an 1.5-inch hole cutter, and I'll cut the hole, and then what I'll do is I'll put a rubber grommet in place of it, so I can fit this down through the cab into the transmission. So it's kind of what I'm going to do using this. I kind of just got to figure out where I want it. Let's go into the driver's side here. I haven't cleaned it yet from the junkyard, but so if we do it here, I still have to trim some off, but if we do it here, I think that might be a good place. Like I said, we still have to trim. Let me move this back out of the way. There we go. If we use that spot right there, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see. If we use this spot right here, that should be good, right? Because of the mounting. But I may bring this back that many inches because I have to trim this to fit the contour of that, and then it brings everything forward. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna do this first, and then I'll figure out where I'm gonna put the hole. So I'm gonna have to trim here, slide this forward, and then I'll have to trim that. But I mean, I can easily go down somewhere straight right here too, you know, like straight down there. Got all kinds of parts inside here. So if you guys can see that, let me take this out. You know, there's like a bump right there that I can use, or down through here where these wires are. Somewhere it seems like I can get it. Yeah, because this is probably gonna go like over somewhere. Hold on, I'm a little bit stuck. I have to put my elbow where I want it, kind of sit in here, but it's gonna go somewhere like right here. So if I go that far forward, then that might not be a great spot to bring the wire up. It might be more like right there or somewhere down inside there. But yeah, so the Dodge Journey console, it's narrow like the Durango one. It's real narrow, and I feel like I can trim I'll have a bunch of these left over. I'll have 1, 2, I'll have this one, 3, these lighters, and then there's a lighter in the back of the console, and then I think a USB port, or let's see, oh no, I can put a plug. So I don't know if I'll hook the plug part up, but yeah, so I can just run a regular plug there. I'll have to figure out how to wire that if I want that. I don't know. But I'll have 4 lighter outlets, which I probably won't use them all. These ones, I don't know, maybe they'll just be dummies. Just use that. And then one in the back. We'll see. I gotta figure out how to wire that first. But anyway, yep. That is what I'm doing with the wiring. Let me put this in place first, and then I'll figure it all out. Okay, so try to get this stuff in my way. I'll try to hold this here and show you. So this is where the screwdriver's coming out. Okay, so if you see this, see how, and then there's the plug right there. So perfect, just wrap right down. The exhaust will go through here. So I'll put something kind of shielding this, or wrap the exhaust, wrap the wire, but so it doesn't melt any of this, since this is where all the electricals are. I'll probably use, I don't know, figure out some type of shield here. But anyway, that's where it's going to come down, straight down. There we go. So, okay, so there's the hole. Get you guys situated there. Alright. Let me get my stuff untangled over here from this. Let's go from Sound German Automotive. This is that wiring harness, and I taped up the end of the plug just because I didn't want any like this debris and stuff to get inside there. So, and then it should go down, and it's going down. We'll see it come out. See, where is it at? Oh, it's right here. See it? right there. Let me hold this real quick with the other hand and use this hand. See, there it is, and it'll plug in right there. You know, and I'll run it back tight right there where my thumb is, and where my finger is right here behind this bolt. Kind of run it like that, and that's how it is. And you can see that's where the entry is, and there's that. And excuse me, guys. And why I chose that place too is because when I use my interior's like trashed. I've just been storing a lot of stuff in here as I'm kind of going through the process and building everything. I want to kind of show you guys something here. See how that wire right there? I don't know if you guys, oops, I'm a little backwards. So see how that kind of fits. It's going to fit right between the cup holders there. Come on this side. See, and it fits perfect right underneath here, right underneath that. Okay, and that's where it's going to go. And any other wiring will kind of route it this way, or maybe underneath the seat. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to the other part of the wiring. But for that, that's all I did. There we go. All right, so running the reverse lamp. Well, they call it the backup lamp, which it's here, and it's number 26. It's a 15 amp. So on here, I don't know if you can see. So there's number 26. Goes 1, and then what, 12, or see 1 through, God, I can't see that one. 9, then 10 through 19, and then 22 through, crap. Sorry guys. So 1 through 9, 10 through 19, 22 through 27. So right here, the 15 is the backup lamp. So if we see if we can find, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull this guy out, but we gotta find which one that is, right? So we know that a brown and violet is coming from the PD. I figured out brown and violet is coming from the PDM to into the cab, and that is one. I'm assuming that's the out for the lamp, like signal out to the rear reverse lamps. It goes through this fuse box, and so if we take this connector right here, let's try to take it out. This one should have the wires in it for that one. Oh, dang connectors. I think it's just that side, huh? Get a little. These connectors, man. There we go. So let's see. So we know brown comes in from violet comes in from the cab. So I don't know if that's actually what's in this one here, or a lot of them. There's a lot of plugs back here. Just got to figure out which one's the right one. This one here. Let's see. So it's brown and violet. Oh wait, or is it black with violet? Let me go look again. Dark brown with light green. I got the two mixed up. So dark brown with light green. So that one doesn't seem like it. Let's see. Now, I'm assuming that's only if, well, here's a dark brown, light green right here. That comes out, oh, that's black. Let's see. It's actually black, never mind. Sometimes, yeah, never mind. So I'm gonna keep kind of taking these out until I see one, and then I'm gonna have to test it. And these guys are a little tough sometimes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep pulling each plug, figure out where the brake light one goes. The only thing I can guess is in the transition of coming back through here and going through all the harness stuff, it might have changed colors, and that I don't know. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test a current through it and see if I can find it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna try to show you guys the best I can. It's kind of dark up there, so I don't know. So this plug right here, this gray one, it goes up there. Okay, and so there's that purple, violet, and black. That is what's going to connect to where my wiring diagram. Let me show you. Actually, let me plug this back in real quick so I can show you. So the current, whoops. So I stuck a little wire in there, and all it does is I'm taking my, yes, the wiring harness is not done yet. So I'm just taking my little reader, got that wire coming all the way here. There's my probe at. And so these black and purple are all, these black and purple right here, see, these are all, and then you can see when I probe it, so you can see that saying that they are all part of the same circuit. So there you go. As far as the brown one, I think it's the brown and light green. I don't know if that's part of the circuit too, but I can, let me see, kind of test it if I can find it. Oh, there it is. So it's right there. Let's see if it goes. Assuming I can get all the way down there. So 1, 2, 3. So let's see. Nope. Nope. So none of those are going to go through that connector. So I think we're going to go with the purple and black. So we'll see if we can follow it somewhere, figure out where's a good place for us to tie into. I wonder if one of these has to go out to the brake lamp, right? Or maybe one comes in, one goes out. Maybe this is the in, and then this is the out, maybe. Interesting. I gotta figure that out. But since it is the same color, I don't know where, you know, this one leads to the both come in from there. So one's an in and one's an out, I think, or just totally different. I don't know. So one connects here, one connects there, and one connects up at the top. Now I'm gonna have to test, I guess. I just don't know where the harness goes through. Seems like there's a little harness that goes down through here. Let me see if I can get a part of that through there. Yeah, see, none of these wires don't seem to come out, but they don't seem to come out like down here. They seem to go up through there. So let me do a little bit more investigating. Make sure we get the right one. All right, let's see if I can get you guys, if I can show you guys this. All right, so I have that probed up there. And that violet, whoops. Let me see if I can hold this and that camera at the same time. You'll kind of see where it's probed up there. There's that connector back there, that gray one. Let me pull this out. I just use this little pin to get back there. But here's that gray connector that I took out. It's 1, 2, and then one up in the back. It's a gray connector. That connector right there is the out. So this one here with the purple and black here is also oh no, I'm sorry, this one. Oh wait, no, yeah, that one. Jeez. All the connectors. This one here with the purple and black here, I think that is the in from, I don't know, it's part of the fuse system, but so I tested them both to that white plug and that gray plug, the violet and black. I tested them both to the fuse box. The only one that made the connection was the gray plug. So this white plug right here, okay, that plug, that white plug right there, okay, that one only has the circuit through is when we go through. So I tested the connection through them plugged in and tapped in through this. So they made connection to the PDM. The purple and black wire from this gray plug went to the purple and black in the PDM, and there's a junction there. I'll show you real quick. You saw me probing it earlier, but that purple, those purple and black right there, okay, those go to the gray plug. You see the circuit go through there, and then you see this, there's a brown, the brown and light green one. It's back there, you can't see it, but it's inside this C106 plug, and it goes into the harness, right? That one makes connection with this white plug, okay, with that white plug. So then what I did is I got to figure out which one is out, which one goes to the, which I probably should have done that first. So I just probed into each one. The gray one did not connect with this purple and black back here. The gray one did not connect with that. As far as the circuit, I don't know what the technical terms are, but this thing beeps whenever it has like a connected circuit. In other words, like those lines are continuously connected. Then I did the white one, right? So I did the white plug. I probed that one and ran it to the tail lights, and it beeped and showed current through the black and through the black and purple and the black. So I'm assuming the black is ground. So those will probably show that. So I found where the reverse light is. It's going to be through. So you'll have to tie into this white plug. You can figure out where you want to do it. You want to do it up there. I pulled this little case off, the little skid plate there. I don't want to open this up and break all that apart just to find that wire, when all you got to do is just use this white one here, find that on the down, find that down here, and just tie into that through up in here, and it should be good. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'll get back with you. Okay, so the brake switch, you're gonna have to wire it into this orange plug here that goes right there. 1, 2, this second plug right here. So that plug right there, second, there's 1, 2, that's the brake light switch. Gonna connect into the white and tan right there. And then the third plug back is the reverse, which is here. And then you plug into the, oh man, then you plug it into the violet and black. I think that's the one I did, yeah. Violet and black one. So orange plug, white plug. Orange plug is for the brake. Reverse is for, reverse is the white one. Violet and black for the reverse. White and tan for the brake. So there we go. So those two parts are done. I know some people try to tie into lines using solder, but if you don't have a solder, what I did is, hold on, I'll show you on some scrap line. Get my little, grab a piece of tape and just show you guys what I did. I just saw this on. I'm gonna have a soldering gun, but I just didn't feel like doing it. So let me see if I can get this set up. Show you what I did. Grab some scrap line. Okay, so I want to take this line and tie it into that line. So all you can do is you're just going to kind of slice the line. I don't know, about an inch maybe. You kind of just cut around it. Where's that slice at? Whoops. Just slice it. So this one's such a small, got a small line, but so there we go. This table's kind of bouncy. So there we go. And then you just strip this one like normal. And you just strip this one like normal. So with this one, you just kind of just spread apart. I just saw this on some wiring techniques on YouTube. Just kind of spread it apart like that. You take this and you cut this in half, right? You stick one through and one on top, and then you kind of just go, you close the circle, you kind of just go in opposite directions, right? And then that's not going anywhere. Alright guys, so connecting up the CAN bus connector here. So, okay, the engine's CAN bus, the truck Durango is PCI bus. Different ways they communicate, okay? So for your OBD2 port, in the other video I talked about how we ran our CAN bus wires and we pinned them exactly where we needed to go, okay? So this green wire here is connected to the positive CAN bus on the engine harness, okay? This pink one is connected to the negative CAN bus, okay? So now, as far as the engine you get and the wiring diagram, I don't know what on the engine harness, if the colors are going to be different. But on mine, let me show you guys. Now, of course, my wiring's still a mess. It's not, it looks a mess, but it's organized and connected. So if you look here, you always see the CAN bus twisted. So you have a light blue, we have a white, both of them are white with a light green and a light blue. So the light green stripe is positive, the light blue stripe is negative. And so, and I had already tested this OBD2 port by connecting up my laptop through HP tuners, and it was able to read the computer. So it's pretty correct, and I think I did a video on that, and hopefully I didn't lose a video because I lost a bunch of videos. So green is positive, the pink is negative, okay? And that's how you're going to tie in the CAN bus. You're just going to cut them, snip them, and on this harness here, the red stripe is positive CAN bus, the black stripe is negative CAN bus, which obviously, right? Red positive, black negative. So that is it. So I'll connect my red to my green, my black to my pink, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I already have them spliced here. So I'm just going to connect them from the back side here on those. Okay, so now I got the CAN bus ran. Here it is. Taped it in to the two. Now, I shouldn't have final taped it, but hopefully it works and it stays and nothing's wrong. So now what I gotta wire up is these ones here. So we got 12 volt constant and then the key on. Okay, so we know where that is because that's in the in the engine bay, and we have that already tapped in for the computer, so we'll just kind of tie into that. But we're gonna have to extend these wires and feed them through the engine bay. I don't know if I want to go under or not, but I don't know, we'll see. If I don't do it in the engine bay, maybe I can find a 12 constant and key on here and then just tie into that so we don't have to go through the engine bay. I mean, of course that's ideal, right? So I gotta figure out which one that is. I'll look at my wiring diagram for this thing and in here and see what's up. I'll get back to you guys to decide engine bay or not. And here's some fuses. So okay guys, so we got the run start, which is the ignition switch on, and we got constant on. Okay, so you're going to use that same orange plug that you use for the tail light, the brake switch. Okay, so you're going to use the red and white for your constant power, which is the 12 plus. You'll use connect that to the red. Then you'll take this yellow one, which is the switch, and you'll put it back there on that orange and black, that thick orange and black switch. Let me see if I can get something up there to point for you, just to make sure you guys can see it. See right there? See orange and black? That's the switch. Okay. And then this is the ground right coming down here. And then I just connected it to that body ground. So these yellow wires, the yellow red wires, did not have a loom on it. Okay. So what I did is I went and got some loom. And what I'm gonna do is right here is I'm just gonna run the loom up to the end. Okay, and that gives me, oops, you guys, I don't think you guys are able to see. So bring the loom right up to the end. So I loomed it, and I followed the same path as all these wires. Okay, so, and this will be able to go down under here somewhere. It's fused, so I'll try to figure out a place for them that will be easy. You know, because the module will, I'm sorry man, this over here. So the module will probably go somewhere over here, which will allow to give this space somehow to come up. I'll put those fused somehow, not so hard to get to. Yeah. So I'm using the same, need to tape that right there, just so that ground wire. All I did is just kind of folded up the ground wire. I didn't cut it or splice it. I just folded it up inside here and then taped it, and then connected it down there and ran the loom down with it. I'm gonna tape it right there, I think, so it doesn't stick out. So there we go, and that's it. So just to recap, okay, brake switch is in this orange plug with the white and tan. Okay, all right. Okay, and the pin in the plug behind it, the violet and black, is the reverse. Okay, so that's there. All right, that's the reverse. And then back to the orange is the run, is the constant power. When the red goes to red and white, switched yellow, the ignition switch yellow power goes to that black and orange. It's either orange or pink, but that one back there. 3 of them go on the orange plug, 1 of them go on the plug behind it in white. And that is it. And then the ground just comes down here. You can loom it, you can't loom, you don't have to loom it, whatever. CAN bus, right? So the light green, the green on ours is positive, the pink is negative. So the red striped we put to green, the black stripe we put to pink. These wires go and connect to our ECU CAN bus, which is green, green stripe, blue stripe, white. Wires are white, both of them, but green stripe, blue stripe. Green stripe is positive CAN bus, blue stripe is negative CAN bus. The blue stripe connects to this pink, the green stripe connects to the green. So that's how that is. And then so all that is done, and I think I am completely done wiring, and I just got a mess to clean up, obviously. I'll put it in the console. This is gonna be good enough for us to do a test start. So which is the goal, is a test start, and then when it gets down to final fitment, it was great. So I want to point out something too. I saw this over here. So using like electrical connectors, I just grabbed this little pin. So I was able to stick it in back behind things and find out where connections are. Really helped, because then I can clip that there. And then I just used kind of a, let me just show you guys here. So I just used this kind of meter here, Harbor Freight, 10 bucks. So what I do with it is I just put it on this setting right here, which is that, what, 2000 ohm. And then, you know, all it does is, hold on, getting some of this other wires out of the way, sorry. So like, for instance, when there's a connection in the circuit, you don't even have to have any electricity plugged in. You'll hear like a, see, you'll go to zeros, you'll hear a beep. So you know that whatever the start of the wire that you're testing to the end of the wire you're testing, you know that that is a complete circuit, like complete. There's no switches in the way, and that's kind of how I found my key on and off. Is I probed it with that little bobby pin, each one in that plug, the same plug, and what I did is turn it, because there's no battery in here, so nothing turns on, but what it does is it activates the switch, right? So I just turned the key on to where it activates the switch, and then I found the wire that made the connection. Okay, so that told me that was key on. So yeah, there we go. It's all good. Now you see all this wiring, it's all bundled up. I mean, it is organized, so I know what it is, because this is right here goes to the computer body, like the connector to the body. There's a lot of stuff. When we test fire, we'll lay this all out flat on a table, and then we'll lay it all flat and make sure that nothing's touching, and any wires that are clipped, make sure they're not showing any. Anyway, that's it. Right now I'm just trying to tackle this dang wiring, man. Finish up the wiring. I mean, because I did a lot of the hard work on the wiring months and months ago. So now it's time to final fit, start, make sure nothing starts on fire. I already test powered on the computer and ran the HP tuners through the OBD2 port, and none of the wires were getting hot, nothing was smoking, so we were good on that end. The one thing I did not have hooked up was the fuel pump. I didn't have the fuel pump wire hooked up, for obvious reasons, because the hose ain't hooked up, it'll just squirt. So there's that. So now, yeah, I don't know, pretty scary. Anyway, I've learned a lot about wiring, for sure. But man, sometimes it just takes forever. Sometimes when you don't know it, you got to find it and read all these diagrams and stuff, and it can get pretty tough, man. If you've never done it before and it's like your first time wiring, doing vehicle stuff, it gets confusing, but you just got to make sure that, you know, those little blue tapes, they have something written on it, and this goes to this and this goes to that. And so as you do your research at different days, you know what to connect. Anyway, that's it. 8-speed wiring done. And that's it. I'll come back to the 8-speed stuff whenever we turn it on and see if like all the stuff lights up, you know, and it runs through gears, all that good stuff, and no fires.